Hi, I'm here to talk to you about heartworm season because it is now April and we are getting into it. I wrote down some stuff that you need to know. Heartworm season, also known as flea and tick season, flea, tick, and heartworm season, is the spring to summer months usually. If it is above 4 degrees Celsius, I'm not going to tell you that in Fahrenheit. If you need to know in Fahrenheit, go and Google it because you're a loser. You lose in Fahrenheit. Ticks are active. Ticks can spread 3 different kinds of diseases: ehrlichia, Lyme, which is one of the most commonly known ones, and anaplasma. Now, heartworm, flea and tick prevention, there is no flea and tick prevention that works fast enough to prevent your dog from getting ehrlichia or anaplasma. It only works fast enough against Lyme. Now, that is to be said, hopefully the companies are working on getting it so that it works fast enough that the tick bites, I don't know, forget. Anyway, basically what you have is that the tick can transmit the disease too quickly for it to kill the tick. So unfortunately, ehrlichia and anaplasma are very spread by different kinds of ticks. I forget which ones. I could tell you, but I forget. I studied this in school. I just choose not to remember. Now, with that being said, you can get a Lyme vaccine. It is not 100% effective. No flea and tick prevention is 100% effective because nothing in life is 100% guaranteed, right? And the reason this ties into heartworm, which we will go into it, is because there is something called the 4DX test, which is a heartworm and tick-borne disease blood test. And it's literally all you do is you bring your dog in. We get like less than a mil of blood from their front leg, and then we get 3 drops of blood and 4 drops of blue juice. And we mix it together, and then we put it in this little snap thing, like a COVID test, but cooler than a COVID test, to be honest. And it will tell us if your dog has ehrlichia, Lyme, or anaplasma, which is very important to know because these diseases can cause a lot of pain and a lot of symptoms in dogs that look like other symptoms, but unless your dog hasn't had a heartworm test in forever, they're not gonna look for anaplasma as the cause right away, versus if they look at your history and you're like, your dog's never had a heartworm test, we need to have a heartworm test done to see what's wrong with your dog. There are no heartworm tests technically for cats. You can use it for a cat, but I don't know about the efficacy on it. I'm not sure. I think it works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't work. If your cat gets heartworm, I'm sorry, but your cat's dead. Heartworm is spread by mosquitoes, which is why we worry about it in the spring months. We don't really start to worry about it until June. And so all of the preventions that I work with they backtrack. So for heartworm. So basically you start your heartworm prevention in June, but that backtracks you a month to May. Your June dose is actually for May, and then your July dose will be for June, which is why you have to backtrack everything, right? This is why it's really important that you make sure that you do it on time and are consistent with it, because if you miss a day, you can literally get in that window. If you miss like the heartworm pill by a day, they can get bit by a mosquito and get heartworm. Heartworm is I wouldn't say it's I've seen heartworm treated twice. It is not fun in dogs. Obviously only in dogs. If heartworm is in a cat, your cat is dead. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be a little blunt about that. But heartworm and dogs, it's rough. It's a rough treatment, and the treatment for it is expensive as hell. Unless you are on your prevention religiously and can prove that, you're not going to get any compensation from the prevention companies for if your dog gets heartworm, right? And then we have fleas, just in general. Nobody wants fleas. Nobody wants fleas. We don't want fleas. We don't want to be itchy. We don't want little fucking flying things and flecks of blood. No. We just don't want fleas. Fleas are bad. No fleas for anyone. The only prevention that I currently know of, this is just what I know of, and this is in Canada, that prevents heartworm in cats is the NexGard combo. I know that there are a lot of people out there who will say, well, don't use these products, they're not safe for everything. A lot of the times that you're seeing these crazy reactions to the products is because the pet has some crazy genetic disease or genetic deformity that makes them react that way to the product. It's not the product itself, it's literally just the 1 in 10,000 chance that it would, maybe not even 10,000, 1 in a million chance that it would happen. And then if your cats happen to be siblings, then obviously your chance would be better. But like, don't worry about using these products. They are safe, they are tested, and we know what we're doing. That's all I have to say is, like, if we're saying, like, test your dog for heartworm and flea and tick-borne diseases, and it's just like, oh, also, if you have fleas, you want to get your animals checked for tapeworm. If you eat a flea, you can get tapeworm. Fun facts. But you should be testing your dog yearly for heartworm. You should be on heartworm prevention from at least June till, we're saying till December this year, because our weather is being crazy. If you live in the South, you should constantly be on heartworm, flea, and tick prevention. If you are not, then I understand why all the dogs from the South now why they have heartworm. That makes sense. But anyway, on top of all that, vaccinate your pet for fucking rabies. That's all I have to say.